For some reason there are two poems about Manchester here, along with the other one that I also wrote about Manchester. There's a bit of a pattern. But yeah, so this one is coincidentally called Manchester. I remember the places we used to haunt, the cobbles washed with rain and our aimless footprints, but we hobbled onwards with cold feet and holes in our shoes, down to the places from which we grew, the dark roads of Manchester. A maze of red brick factories and terracotta castles. Look at how they still stand proud after all that happened, under the clouds of boiling bronze where the smell of smoke is strong, whether from the smog or the half-eaten fags it all mixes into one. But we loved it dearly. It was our home, our laughs, our lives, and you could see it in our faces, dripping with rain but with tears to see our mothers again. And even now we're racked with memories once buried deep in the inner city parks, deep in the sodden green stretches where we drank like wretches and smoked and sang until our lungs rang with the smashing of bottles, voices throttled, ringing like the choking buskers on Market Street and the chime of loose change on concrete. Was it fright that led us to stronger stuff, the fear of booze never being enough? We never knew what would become of delving behind clubs and under Ashton Bridge, foraging between the homeless and the elite on their aimless pilgrimage. And at the time I thought it would never end, the coughing, the late mornings, the warnings from friends, but as our pastimes became harder, one of our brothers was made a martyr. I remember his eyes. In the dark they were black, unmoving. We tried to drag him away, across the vomit-stricken ground, round and round, until we figured it out, snuffed. He was only a boy. But the night still fell to the morning, and we left the lights and the noise, but the memories never went away, only washed into the cobbles and clouds of Manchester's darkening days. Thank you. My whole life I've never written a funny poem. You can probably tell. I should really split them up, but I've got my last one that I want to read last. So this is another one about Manchester, which I'm sure you're all not bored of hearing about. This one's called A Northern Summer, and it's very British because it's about the weather. A northern summer. It's white, a perpetual sleet of light, not fresh golden beams that gleam, stream through trees and penetrate window panes, no. It's more of a haze, a pale dead fish grey, with the sun glazed over, hanging in the smog. We walk beneath it, our long coats flapping in the mangy currents of steam and smoke, and old crows above choke about the fields beyond the mortar and bricks, but we ignore them, drifting down the cobbles, kicking cans and sticks. The air is a thick, viscous, silky stew, dragging every step, but sometimes when the fog wanes, a beaten sun shines through the brew, and we gamble in the streets like sheep for a Faustian hour until it's covered again, and we return to wading through clouds as they heave back into view. And the light and humid heat shifts and itches clinging shirts, sweat on wrists and the pissing rain soaking leather, we say, shame about the weather, and it was so sunny and I was in Cornwall yesterday, and it's been like this for years, but still we tread the cobbles, and through the damp, sickly air again we hobble. Thank you. I use the word cobbles far too much, you've probably noticed. Okay. This is my last poem, and it is the only love poem that I will allow myself to read, because I'm not a fan of love poems, but this is called The Same Stars. The dusty, shifting haze and coppered skin touched by the sun leaves the rain, and now has flown to wherever they go, away. I lean on my window, stargazing. Unrest perpetual as a campfire, or a faded picture staring back into eyes that never truly close, but mine are shut tight, and sleep steals each night from me. I've never seen the stars that you have seen. So whichever path you walk, the rising and falling cobbles of some European city, or maybe that same dusty road I imagined you would roam, you'll walk under stars I'd swear nobody has ever seen before. Thank you.